10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
All right.
Hi.
Hi, how are you? Good
Hi
to see you.
there. How are you? So good to see you.
Very good. Good to see you too.
Good to get a glimpse of the salon. I'm missing your
Yeah,
salon.
Yeah,
you're waiting, missing it.
I'm
you're
missing
missing
it,
it
yes.
actually. We're
After you
waiting for
guys,
the guys to tell us to open so we can open it. We are already
We're
prepared with
also
it.
missing
Yeah,
everybody here.
but
can you
no
put my
clients.
name on the waiting list, number one on the waiting
Yeah,
list,
Why not?
please?
Yeah.
Bilkul, bilkul. Already done. We spoke about it.
After my last makeover that Shamlee and Vipul both gave me collectively, I can't go anywhere else. That was just fantastic, guys.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Thank you
thank
so
Thank
you.
you.
much for that one. All right, guys.
Thank
So,
you.
without much ado, I'm just going to first quickly give a brief introduction to Vipul and Shamli, both of whom need no introduction formally, but they're both directors of the Vibha Bhagat Hair and Makeup Zone. While they both do makeup for celebrities, I'm going to say that they're both celebrities in their own rights because they've really created a mark for themselves in a very niche industry, and it's a competitive industry. So, guys, congratulations on really, creating a
Thank
hallmark
you.
brand.
Thank
I know
you.
this is a tough profession to be in, and you guys have really created a superb niche for yourselves. So, as you know, they've done makeup for pretty much, you name a celebrity, and I'm sure between them, they have, got a chance to touch this person's
Covered it.
face. So they've
Ab-
got it all covered. And they're also interestingly, since we work in the field of education, actually they're also setting up their own academy. So we're going to touch a little bit upon your academy through this conversation as well. And they've also won the Bharat Icon Award for their contribution to this space. So they're award-winning celebrity makeup artists, and they're here to share their journeys with you. So we're going to keep the conversation very casual, guys. Please feel free to jump in with any questions, and I'll keep picking them up. So, guys, since this is an
Looking forward.
education show, and since Reach Ivy is an education-oriented company, my first question to all my guests is always about their education journeys. So, if you could just walk us through, what sort of education background you come from, and when did makeup and styling happen for you? How did your education sort of lead into makeup or not?
I'll let
Uh,
people start first, then I'll
okay.
come.
See, I have passed out. I've done BCom actually, and I'm graduated. And at the same time, I was graduating. I've tried many different kind of a skill in my life because I feel that life is like a radio. Till you don't find your right station and just hang on and just go for it. So that's how
Right.
my life was also that way. I've done my fashion designing course also, and my illustration is good. I can draw and all everything. And I was turning and twisting and like trying to find myself. What should I do? What should I do during my school? After my school time, my college time, I have already started thinking I want to do something. I want to do something very creative. And that time, Pandari Dada lives like a 4 buildings away from my where I stay.
He's a
Sure.
veteran, like a
Well, yeah.
makeup
Sure.
So
veteran.
Pandri Dada has just
Pandari.
passed away. We lost him actually 2 months, I think, before the lockdown. And he lives near my house, and the whole team also used to come and hang out there. So I said, okay, let me try this. So there's a guy called Prajay Mapsekar, and he was my first guru. And he told me, like, Vipul, please come. You come and hang out with me. First day of my life, I go for a shoot at Burley in Naib Studio. Naib Studio, it's a blind association school,
Right.
and they
Right.
have a underneath below the Blue Sea now. Blue Sea
Right.
has become very popular at Burley Sea Face. So below the Blue Sea, he was shooting for Surf Excel. And imagine the first shoot where I went, Govind Nilani. He was one of the reputed director.
The
Directors.
directors, yes.
Yeah. So I was there on that shoot, and it was very new for me. Who is this guy? Why am I in this studio? The cameras are
And you
there.
were like, how? 17 years old or
Yeah,
something.
I
Oh,
think
wow.
16,
Wow. Okay.
probably 16, what I can
Yeah.
say. So
Okay.
I was very new to that line, and I wanted to try out because I feel any job you do, any career you take, you need to be comfortable when you are in it. You have to love it. You have to make love with your work. Okay, so I started getting into it. I did the first day shoot. Beautiful girl who comes down. Prajay does this makeup, her makeup. The hair person, hair does it, and the camera person. I don't know who was it. I don't remember. I think Vikas Raman or maybe I think they were there. So it was a lot of texture around me, and I started liking it from the day one. And from that day till 3.5 year, I never looked back. And I was a student. I have learned very practically. I have grind myself very practically, and I never looked back after that. So it's a wonderful journey. I think it's a wonderful career for the person who is thinking to take it. Makeup, hair. It's a very creative line, and
You never get bored.
you never
You know,
get
so
bored.
it's
But
never a boring moment.
one thing, remember, it's a practical job. It's
Sure.
you being a creative. It's your inspiration, your thought, your kind of a visualize on someone else makeup.
So you should tell where you learned makeup also.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I did my entire 3.5 year course with him. Course in the sense, I was a slave actually, and then I started working with Jojo. He was another guru of mine. His name is Edward Mendonza. He lives in Bombay actually, but now he's in Delhi somewhere.
Okay.
And he was my second guru who taught me how to do the fashion makeup. See, there's always improvisation whenever any skill you learn. And then I went to London for my Vela school, where I learned my hair, my little bit of makeup skill to bring it up more and more up to the mark. I mean, competitive with the foreign makeup artists and
With the
all.
international
Learn
standard, yeah.
more, yeah, learn little more technique about how to use these fancy makeup brands which used to come with different kind of a products and all. So you
Sure.
need to learn it. And then I came back to India, started working in my Bollywood, my advertising field where I belong to. I love my advertising field in Mumbai, and I've done tons of ads actually. I think almost 28 years I finished. This is my 29th year going on lockdown. So
Awesome.
so it's
Okay.
going on, and I've done tons of fashion shows. I've done it. I have
Okay.
done.
Okay, I'll get into a little bit of advertising as well. But for
Yeah.
those who joined late, I'm just going to recap a lot of amazing things that Vipul said. So he said, firstly, make love to your job. You know, you've got to just romance the career you pick. I think that was very well framed, Vipul. And he also mentioned that he started very early. At the age of 17 is when he first got into this space. So I think starting
Yeah.
early is one of those. And you also had the fortune of having a lot of series of good mentors. You talked a lot
Yeah,
about, you know, the
that
importance
matters a
of
lot.
that
It
matters a
matters
lot.
a lot where you study and how you study, and it's a more of practical work. It's not
Sure,
too much of theoretical work. It's like a
sure,
blending red से मैं black mix करूँगा तो ये color आएगा. No, you have to show it on somebody's face. You know, like
sure,
there's a canvas in front of you. You need to
sure.
practically do it. You know.
Yeah. What a lot of people assume is an esoteric sort of creative role is actually you're saying fundamentally you have to get your hands dirty and do the job.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
There was a time I used to do a video test. I'm talking about almost 18, 20 years back. There was a test. So any brand, the ad is going on. There are 50 girls makeup I had to do before that, before 1 week, just to see in front of the camera, this girl is going to look nice in front
Wow.
of this brand. So
Wow.
I used to get an opportunity to do the 50 girls, 100 girls makeup in a day. So that's where my hands-on become very good. It's
Okay.
like it's like a being in a kitchen and trying to make a dal. In first day you
Right.
cannot make a good dal, but then your mother makes and you make it's different. So you need to
Right.
get into your kitchen. You need to do lot of practice. And I think
Okay.
today's world, the new students, what I can say, have a patience,
Yeah.
and do nicely and do practically.
Okay. So it's a role that needs sort of practice by repetition. Like a million repetitions will finally get you where you need to be.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay, great. Shamli, you want to add anything about your background and what brought you into this
Yeah.
space?
So So mine also has been quite a creative journey, like, so far, because
It's a similar journey actually.
yeah, yeah, more or less. Like, but again, because I was a fashion student, like I had shared with you. My forte was fashion designing. I'm an IFT alumni from Delhi. And when I met Vipul, actually, I was styling clothes. Like, I was a stylist in the advertising industry. And so my forte was that, making clothes and, styling for shoots, shows. So I have kind of been around this industry, and I had seen makeup artists working around me, hair designers working around me, and and I carried on with my styling job much later. Till I got married to people, had kids, But it was just when.
Yeah, you're back.
One
No
second.
problem.
Sorry,
Back,
sorry.
back. Sorry, there was a
Sorry,
phone call.
sorry. There was a
Yeah.
call in between. So, so yeah. So it was like it was a very gradual shift for me. As I was always helping Vipul. We've been married now for 16 years. So I was helping him with his shows and stuff, and I kind of was learning again, on ground. Makeup was coming to me on ground. Like, I used to help our teams with finishing their makeup during fashion weeks or fashion shows, just passing the tool around. So I was getting the hang of it. Till then, I was not really thinking that I would be a professional in this. But then when I had my second baby, there was a chance to kind of, Vipul was always telling me, like, join me, get into the same industry. I need help. And, both of us are running in different directions, because my work was also quite time consuming, and it used to take me a lot away from. So that was the time I was I delivered my baby. I had some time to think, so I just went for a hair course with B Blanche Academy.
Yeah.
And I did like about an 8 months course with Adana. Adana is a dear friend of ours. So, she kind of gave us, she mentored me, and she, put me in the right direction for hair. So hair, I thought, because, it could be like a little complementary thing between us. Vipul doesn't do, technically, he doesn't do hair. He is a hair, he can style, do updos or put the hair in styling, but the technical part, the cutting, the treatments, the coloring, like, so because we were thinking, if we do it, then if I come into something, then it should become a whole package for us. Tomorrow, if you want to stabilize and, we want to go in for a studio or a salon, we should be able to do it. So that was a thing. But then I kind of, started loving it. I kind of graduated into hair and makeup. It's been 9 years now. So, I'm totally into it. Yeah.
Okay, great. So, guys, thanks for sharing your journey. Shamlee, I've always been curious about it. Now that I have you both in front of me, and you don't have an option to exit this chat right now, what do you, and since one of you does makeup and one is more sort of hair, if you want to answer this separately, that's perfectly fine. But Vipul, when you see a face, what do you notice first about the face?
See, I always notice the first thing, that what is a beauty, hidden beauty with the face when I'm working with it. It's not like a makeup artist has to go and put the makeup. I may like her face, but I will not do the makeup. I'll put very little bit makeup and I'll get the beauty out, So that's what you need to see when you start your makeup. I always prefer to see the person. Even when I do bridal makeup also, I always see that I will not do the full cakey makeup. I'm not that kind of a makeup.
We don't believe in transformation.
We believe in the reality. Get your beauty out of you. What are the beauties on your face? If your eyes are sinking, bring your eyes out. If your lips are little, upper lip is smaller, lower lip is bigger, so I'll balance it out in such a way that it looks very nice. See, end of the day, in my mind, when I start the makeup, my girl who makeup I'm doing it, or any of my client, that person has to look beautiful. That's my only thought behind it.
Okay. So you're saying there's no one specific feature that you look for. You look for overall balancing.
I look the entire face actually, because it's an overall. It's not like a one feature. It's an overall feature. Even maybe, sometime when I do a beautiful makeup, but then your hair is not beautiful, it doesn't complement each other. So you
Sure.
have to
Okay.
make like a hand in hand. It goes along with it actually. I do
Okay.
hairstyling a lot because she's technically educated from L'Oreal as well. But
Right.
my feel is not, I'm a more of practical person. I can do the hairstyle, I can do updos and all. And
Sure.
of course, I mean, I can do a lot, but all my life I've done the fashion shows with all different designers. Name the
Sure.
designers I've worked with them, from Tarun to Manish to Sabya Sachi
Right.
and all. So I understand their language when they tell me, like Wendell Rodrigues, he used to draw the sketches and send it to me. And I see the sketches and I visualize myself, okay, he wants that kind of a hair, he wants that kind of a makeup, and I try and deliver that kind of a thing. So I
Wow.
always
Okay.
prefer to be beautiful at the same time soothing to your eyes. Somebody is
Right.
watching you, it's soothing to your eyes. It should not be like, oh my God, where is she? And she just passed by you and you don't even recognize. I don't do
Right.
that kind of a makeup.
Yeah,
Okay.
upfront clothes visually also it should be good, just not for the pictures. The makeup and hair has to be like that. We visualize that if somebody's watching you, even from 1 feet close, it should look like flawless. It should look like a second skin to you. So
Shamli, you want to add anything about a feature or about hair texture? Like,
yeah, so
when someone
yeah,
walks in,
hair is
what do
like
you first look?
So, while I was training also, our trainers used to tell us now, once you're out of the school, it'll be such a natural thing for you that first thing you would notice in somebody is their hair, and you'll go deep. If it is good, why it's good. If it is not good, what's lacking, So
Right.
for me, it's become a part of my being only that if I meet somebody, mentally, I'm also analyzing, okay, this one's hair is so good or
Sure.
not good, why it's good, or what I can do with it. I start playing in my thoughts also.
Sure. Sure.
While so even when sometimes you're watching movies,
Yeah. Okay.
we are discussing hair and makeup, and it just comes very naturally to us. It's not like that we are doing it because of it, but it's something because
But I feel
we enjoy. We are passionate about.
every moment whenever we are together and we are watching something, something is inspiring you. It's a learning process as well at the same time.
Right.
So we see the movies, we see somebody's hair, we like it, we say, okay, my God, it's very nice. We have to keep that thing in
Sure.
your mind. Whenever you're doing something
Yeah.
creatively, you can do that. You can
Amazing.
try out, not copy, but try out.
And
Okay.
for hair, like if you want to go into the technical aspect, if I get a client, for whom I have to cut hair, first thing I would look at their frame,
The jawline.
the jaw,
Okay.
the jaw
Okay.
frame. So
Okay.
because hair is all about framing you properly. So
I see.
what we decide is according to the frame. So the first thing,
Okay.
yeah,
And in the
Okay,
makeup
wow.
again, I mean, in the makeup again, when you have a square face, it's all about cutting. So
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
like you have to just contour your face in such a way, looks nice, oval face. That's the
Okay.
best way.
Okay, wow, that's lots of insights. I didn't even think of somebody's face in this manner, and truly, you guys are so passionate about it because when I talk to
Yeah.
musicians, what they notice when they're watching a movie is obviously the music, and writers will notice how the
Definitely.
script moved around. And,
Definitely.
okay,
Yes.
I'm going to pick up a few questions from the audience.
Please, yeah.
We'll take a question here from Surbhi Samdani who says, "What, in your opinion, is the most important quality in a makeup artist?" So, a couple of factors that you think will make you successful if you want to be a good makeup artist.
Can I say something? I'll start with it. See, because of this COVID happened, the lockdown has happened. Now, you have to first thing remember, you have to sanitize yourself, sanitize
Right.
your makeup, sanitize your entire kit, because now the person are not going to come easily on your chair.
Sure.
So that's a quality you need to have. It's a norm again. Before you start, it has to
Right.
be sanitized everything. Wear your
Sure,
gloves, wear your
absolutely.
mask. These are the things, first thing. Second thing, the quality in the makeup artist has to be you yourself, your presentation has to be very, very good. Creatively, you can have your own style, cool style, little more like a any style, what I can say, but deliver yourself. Whatever you are and whatever person has called you for that particular job, you need to
Right.
deliver. That's what I
Okay,
can
so
say.
so
Deliver
understand
yourself.
the client and deliver basis the
Exactly.
client. Okay. You mentioned
Like,
that with
I,
Wendell Rodrigues and all of that.
I'll I'll tell you about myself, my little more advertising background. I have worked with Dove, Pond's, Fair and Lovely for years and years, maybe 18, 20 years. But I could understand the client, I could understand my creative, I could understand my DOP, I could understand my director, and I could
Sure.
understand my model who is sitting in front of me. What is the purpose of doing the makeup? So no
I see.
makeup look also is equally difficult while putting lots of makeup.
Right.
Like
Right.
today,
Wow.
I do a no makeup look. Like you must have seen Dove Pond's those ads.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
beautiful, flawless
Very,
skin.
very raw.
But
Yeah.
there's a lot of thought, lot of creative, lot of things have gone behind that. And
Right.
people who can
Okay.
deliver that, I think you need to like practically deliver.
So I'll just sum it up in saying that consultation, whether you're doing hair or makeup, is very important. So you have to,
Okay.
take your clients through a consultation, like at least for 5 minutes, understanding what is that they require, what is their personality all about, and what is it that they have in mind, rather than
Sure.
just imposing your art
Your.
on them, or
Okay. Sure.
just trying to show that you are a great makeup artist and you can
Okay.
pull it off.
I mean, don't
Okay.
try to
Yeah.
be a forcefully and all go and okay, I will do this and I'm right. No, you can be wrong. You have to
Absolutely.
mutually understand the person's style also. You can correct them. You
Sure.
cannot force them.
Okay, I love that. I love the humility that that's resonating in this conversation.
Yes.
And I love what you said about like doing less is as difficult as doing more, and the Dove ad really symbolizes that.
Yeah.
There's a question here from Akshita Budraja along the similar lines. Any
Yeah.
advice to a budding makeup artist in the coming months, in the next few months, for someone who's a budding artist? What should they keep in
I
mind?
think learn the today's makeup. How I mean, as I said, like your equipments, your brushes. You need to invest nicely. Don't be stingy in your foundation. These are the
These are the basics,
basic. What I feel. Oh, I can't afford to buy a bigger brand. I totally understand. I was also there once upon a time. But once you start using the better brand, your quality of makeup shows very nicely. But you
Sure,
can practice with those other brands also where you can afford to buy those brands. And those kind of a quality stuff need to be in your kit.
sure.
Quality brushes need to be there. When you're using it, your brushes has to be quality brushes because you are
Right.
not using for yourself. You're using
Sure.
on somebody else. Their skin is not like a wall. Their skin is skin. So
So
when
you
you're
Right.
you're
using the
working with
brushes,
humans, so you
so
have to be as
so
careful as a doctor or surgeon,
when you're
Right.
doing this, the brushes need to be feel very very soft and nice. But before that, you need to sanitize and then use it. So I'm just giving more kind of a knowledge to all these inspiring new makeup artists because don't do shortcut. Just
Okay.
go with step by step and make your client comfortable. Protect yourself, protect her also. Today's days, protection is more important because
Sure.
this disease can flow anywhere because you're
Sure.
so close. You're so close. It's like a physical touch happening. So you
Sure.
wear your gloves. These are the things you need to understand and grow in that
and
direction.
body language. You have to
Sure.
understand that, like you
Even
have to make your clients very comfortable in that the little presence you have. So your own
Sure.
sanitization, your own hygiene, your own touch has to be very good. Like
Very
even
good.
even
Right.
in terms
And
of
make.
sorry, I mean sorry, your body smell, your breath
that's what I
smell,
said. Body
Ah.
your
hygiene.
Okay.
has to be there. Drink lots of
Okay.
water. If you're a smoker, please don't smoke in front of your client. Please
Wow.
sanitize your hands. If you're having some kind of a mouth freshener or something, I don't eat anything. I don't eat even onion when I'm shooting it.
Yeah,
You know,
it's very
Wow.
so
Okay.
it's a
important.
breath smell. So
Yeah.
right, maybe this like a face mask will protect you from all the smells, but like don't eat with your hands when you're having your lunch. Eat a spoon and knife because you're going very close again to the face.
Your
Your
hand
your
will smell.
fingers need to be smelled very
Oh,
nice.
wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Carry your deo,
Wow.
carry your perfume, carry your mist, carry
Wow.
every possible thing because I think this is what my thought of it. When I do
Absolutely.
makeup, people still remember me after 28 years also. The bride which I've done 20 years back or 12 years back, they still remember Vipul, those pictures are the best. So you
Wow.
need to be given time in your life when you're going ahead, your past also has to help you from behind.
Sure. Okay, that's lots of amazing takeaways here. So you talked about the detailing. I just love the detailing, and relevant for not people only, for makeup artists, people who are trainers, anyone with a close contact sort of
Right,
job.
right, right.
Anybody who's working with, people has
You
to
with people,
have
yeah.
that in mind.
And one thing I want to tell all the aspiring new makeup artists: don't get carried away with the film stars. Oh, I'm going to. Excitement should not be there. You should be calm down, be on ground. Just don't
Sure.
come into this industry because you're going to work with any film stars. But at the same time, your skill has to be also proven in front of
Sure.
them.
Right. Right. Or they'll dismiss you easily, right?
Yeah, we have had couple of occasions with newcomers who get very carried
Excited.
away or excited during shows or shoots where they see film stars and then they
Right.
try to overstep you.
And they take a
Sure.
selfie and then they
Yeah.
want to be like a with them and selfie and proven that, oh, I was working. No, that's very wrong way. Wrong
Sure.
way.
So you have to keep you should know you are in your
Grounded.
working environment. There's certain protocol that is being followed. So the discipline around you also has to be very important as much as the glamour field it is. So
Sure. Just going to read out a quick comment from Makeup Hair Worshipper. Says Vipul is a legend. We all agree.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for that comment. He also says doing
Thank
less
you.
is definitely difficult than doing more. Absolutely. So he concurs with what you're saying. A lot of people are saying you guys are legends, consistent and amazing artists. Love you both. Lots of
Love
love you
everything.
guys. Just seeing
For
some of our
supporting,
friends.
yes, yes.
Kanta, hi. Dashma, hi.
lots of warmth flowing through here.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah,
guys.
thanks.
Lots. Yeah, sorry, we've not been able to,
Just
getting
want to
lost in our
shout out.
conversations. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I just
Shout
want to
out to
acknowledge
everybody.
everyone
Yeah.
here. Kanta, Mirkaba, Rashma, Dahiya.
Hi,
Shraddha,
Shraddha.
hi.
Thanks, Shraddha, for sharing your
All
compliments.
our,
Okay, I'm going to take
yeah.
another question here from Sabahat Hurzuk, who says, how do you guys keep up with the ever-changing trends in hair and makeup? So what do you personally do to keep up with changing trends?
See, I always keep watching a lot of movies. I don't watch Hindi movies, but I watch a lot of foreign movies and regional
International,
movies
yeah.
also I
Yeah,
watch
regional
actually.
also.
And I have my inspiration comes from there's a guy called John Galliano. He's a very big designer. He's a British designer. He
Yeah.
lives in UK, and I like to be a little more crazy when I'm doing the fashion shows because my ideas are also crazy. And I think there should be some inspiration has to come from somewhere. So John Galliano is one of them. I love the way he style their models. I love the way he gets his entire new collection of the clothes, and it inspires me actually. So I always be in touch. I'm always rotating myself, and being in this industry for such a long, you need to be what is happening today. You need to
Right, yeah.
understand that. So you
Keep
have to
doing
live
a
with
lot
this.
of
Yeah.
keep doing a lot of these trial shoots. Whenever Vipul has time, or his
I-
photographer friends have time, they get together, do some fun shoots to try out some new looks. So you need to
Sure.
keep trying. It's a practical work, and for hair, it's more technical for me. So whenever I travel, I try to see if there is a short-term course available, like a 2-day, 3-day course, a few hours, whatever we can
Okay, so
can
you will
get
also
from the
keep
international-
upskilling,
yeah,
huh?
yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes
Yeah.
Okay.
I keep doing
I
that.
think you have to keep
Okay.
educating yourself
So-
all the time because Shamli does the same thing. She's traveling in US. She'll have
So
that
whenever I
course.
travel,
Yeah.
I will just check out, what
do a
are
short
the
course.
courses available around
course,
that
yeah.
time, So if I can get back something, I'll go to fairs, check out on the products available, in the market at that
Wow.
point. Now there are so many things happening even in India. So, even if you're not traveling abroad, all these shows we have around, there are a lot of trainers training at that point, and a lot of new products are coming. So you get a lot of information on
Okay. So,
how they are used.
Just to recap, you said you go to the expos and trade shows. You will
Yeah.
upskill through courses, and
Yes.
you mentioned watching a lot of cinema, international cinema, regional cinema, and then following, of
Absolutely.
course, some of the leading fashion icons through the world.
Yeah, I mean,
Definitely.
you need to know what kind of a taste you have about your makeup. You need to
Sure.
create your own style of makeup. and I always get inspired seeing not the black book. Black book is where you get the references. I like to create my own picture with the model. As Shamlee said, I do a lot of these experimental shoot. So I never think and go. I go blank and then I create something there. That's a picture should go into the black book, so that
Sure.
other people will watch that picture as a reference. So I always I like to be very spontaneous. I just create what I have and just how can I just create something different. So if you see my black and white series of pictures, there's a guy called Rafiq said, he's a legendary photographer. He's still around there, and I work a lot with him. So if you go on Insta, Rafiq said, and you will see, I think around 80% of work, what he does,
yours.
I've done it all the time,
Wow.
you know.
Okay.
And I create something. Every time I go, I create something.
Sure. Okay. Great. Thank you for sharing that. It's going to take a
Yeah.
question from Shalini Goenka, who says,
Yeah.
my 7-year daughter is asking, okay, 7-year daughter, her name is Saina Goenka, is
Yeah.
asking how is organic makeup
Yeah.
better than regular makeup? Is there a difference, guys?
See,
Organic versus your...
I will say that answer. See, organic makeup and a regular makeup. For me, the makeup is good, which I can apply on the face very nicely.
Right.
But organic makeup also today's days are equally better because they are the future now. You know,
And they're chemical free.
chemical
They
free.
are paraben free. They are, made as much as possible from natural sources.
Resources, yeah.
Sure.
No animal
No,
testing.
no animal
is
testing. Yeah.
done on
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
Yes. So, like, in fact, my daughter, who is a 9-year-old,
Sure.
she gets so worked up if I wear a lipstick because, like, I don't like you wearing lipsticks because it
Yeah.
has animal oil.
Animal oil.
You know,
Oh, wow.
so then I have to actually show her a product where I am trying to use, and I show her there's no written no animal testing. You know,
Sure.
then only I'm wearing this lipstick. So yeah,
So the next gen
kids
is
are
asking
very
for...
exposed.
yeah. Yeah. Which is a good thing. Okay.
They are our
That's good.
teachers now completely.
Okay, so you are saying that, organic definitely, if given a choice, go for organic makeup.
Yes, yes. And nowadays, like, most of the product manufacturers are very aware. So they are trying to create products which are like paraben free, which is
Animal,
which are not tested on animals, because people are there are so many organizations otherwise who will stand up and they'll not get their certifications through. So they are trying to get as organic
Right.
as possible.
And the customers are obviously getting more and more evolved. So
Absolutely.
I guess,
Yeah, I mean,
Absolutely.
lot of people,
Absolutely.
lot of models and lot of film stars also
Sorry.
don't like certain makeup which contain a lot of animal
So
thing. You know,
I think
like,
animal testing is getting anyways banned, but a lot of makeup, is coming, which is like, plant based or
sure, right.
so there's a lot of organic.
There's a
makeup,
lot of
yeah.
that. Okay. I'll take a quick question from Makeup by Genia, who says,
Ah.
how do you make your foundation on your skin last longer? Is there a trick?
yeah, it's a trick. Like you need to first of all take a right color, mix couple of colors. I always try to mix a couple of colors and just buff it very nicely. I mean, set it up very nicely. I take little more time putting the base, because if your base is wrong, I mean, everything is wrong. And as
Sure.
she says, like, it has to be long last. So when you do a bridal makeup, it has to be last not more than like 10, 12 hours. It has to be last.
course.
Because when you do bridal, there are a lot of emotional situation comes in. The bride start crying. So everything has to be waterproof and applied in such a way that it doesn't looks very stale at the end of the story of their
So
wedding.
your
You know?
primers have to be set in well. Your
Very well, yeah.
face has to be moisturized pretty well.
You need to understand the skin, dry skin, moisturized
Yes,
skin.
you have to understand
it's a
the
lot of
skin
technical thing, you know. Once you get into it, it's a long, again, you go the journey.
So my friend Jignesh Javeri, the photographer, was on. He was saying hello to you guys at the start.
Hi,
Uh,
Jignesh. Yeah, he
Earlier,
knows
he
me. Yeah.
mentioned to me that his wife Anchal's makeup for her wedding was probably
Wedding,
done by
yes.
you, huh, Vipul? Yeah. So
Yeah.
when he saw the message about the show, he remembered, and that was in, I think, 2009, if I'm not mistaken, or
Okay.
probably.
Yeah.
Okay, so lots of people, lots
Thanks,
of emotions
Jignesh.
attached. Yeah, guys, with you. I'll take a quick question here from, let's see. Akshita has another question about, I think she genuinely wants to become an artist. So let's go with her question since it is
Yeah,
a
yeah,
video
yeah. Why
editing
not?
show. She's
Yeah.
asking, what courses would you recommend for makeup or hair for anyone who wants to start out in this career? And how important are certifications when you want to develop a clientele from scratch?
See, I mean, we have an academy also. We have also started already. We have in a move actually. We are doing a lot of courses actually for makeup right now, and Shamli will tell you.
So
more
I,
about it.
you know, I mean, this is something we discussed, and so one thing I would advise the new students who are looking for academies. There are tons. Like if you Google, you'll find so many academies. But
Sure.
when you're choosing your academy, something very important needs to be kept in mind is because we have seen these academies starting and growing in front of us only. But what you need to keep in mind is that your trainers should have practical experience because
Sure.
we have seen a lot of academies, because this was a new trend in India, the makeup courses and academies. So what many academies have done is their own set of students have become their trainers. So they
Right.
train for 3 4 months, they're around for about 6 months and then they become trainers. So now a person who has just done.
I think we lost them for a second. I think they might have another phone call.
So
No
Sorry,
problem. I'm
sorry.
just
not a calling.
Sorry. So, so what I'm saying is that your trainer.
Hi, Vanita Gala. We'll get into their academy as well. We're going to jump into
So,
that too. So,
Sorry, guys.
you want to tell us a bit?
So what I'm saying is that
I'll
your
just step
trainers
out.
have to be somebody with experience. Just do not go by the name or all the fancy things. So be very practical in choosing because what you're getting
Okay.
into is the practical field.
Right.
So like
So,
for our academy, all
yeah.
our trainers are people who are still working in the industry, who are
Okay.
still doing movies or advertisements, who have been there
Like
working on
real
shows,
world, you're getting
the
real world
real world makeup
practitioners,
artists. They are not going to be just like, some
students.
student who can speak in a very fancy way. They will be the
Sure.
people who can show them the real stuff,
Okay.
the real work. Because, our work is not about theory. Our work is not
Right.
how well it is present, the
Okay.
theory part is
So,
presented. It
can
is
you give
more
us
about.
from Vanita Gala, who's asking, where is your academy? So, if you could just run us through, where is your academy? How are you setting it up? What sort of courses are available?
So our academy would be in South Bombay itself, at Forget Street,
Okay.
and we'll also have a branch in Bandra for the ones who are,
Okay.
for whom South Bombay is not is difficult to
But
reach.
we are doing Zoom classes.
Right now, as of now, we are doing a lot of Zoom online sessions because we don't know till when we'll be able
Okay.
to actually start with our on-ground courses. We have tied up with somebody
Sure.
in Pune as well to do classes. But I mean, when the courses we have modulated will touch upon from the very basics of skincare, hair care, because after we become, I mean, I've started doing work, and a lot of people kind of depend upon us also for their skincare. Like,
Sure.
somebody who's sitting in front of us for makeup would also ask us, okay, ye blemishes ho rahe hain, what should I do?
What should I do?
My eye
Right.
bags aa gaye hain, kya kare? We have
Sure.
wrinkles, what to do? So I feel a makeup artist should also have a very good, thorough knowledge about skincare. You should not be just blabbering something which you're not sure about because there are
Sure.
people who are really dependent on you. They are trusting your word there.
Sure. Sure. Okay.
Better to give them a good advice.
Okay.
Plus, from our experience in advertising and fashion, we've also realized that you also have to be a stylist at the same time. So we
Sure.
would have a grooming and styling session also for the makeup artist because, till so long we've been also educating in design schools. We are, visiting faculty for NIFT, BD Samani,
Okay.
and all these fashion
Wow.
institutes where so if fashion students need a know-how of makeup, it should be the same thing for the makeup students. They should have a
Okay.
know-how of fashion also, because
Sure.
these things work hand in hand, so it should be, so we are trying to make it a very holistic approach to
Sure.
makeup and just not makeup, like, so a little bit of hair knowledge, hair training, draping. So these would all
Okay.
the aspects we would be kind of
I think
covering.
what my concern is like they can follow us, either Shamli or me, and they will find all the different kind of courses when it's happening, and they will all get the details on
Okay,
our
because
Instagram.
we have a question here from Gauri who's saying, please tell me the courses. So Gauri, as Vipul just suggested, it will be great if you could follow them on their Instagram channels,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
as they keep putting out their
As of
courses,
now,
they'll
till
be
September, we have lined up a lot of Zoom classes, Zoom sessions, online courses. It may not be Zoom. I'm saying it. What I mean is
online
online.
courses, right?
A lot of
All
online
right,
courses.
all
Yeah.
right. So Gauri, Vanita, and Akshita, I hope that answered your
You
question.
can message
We'll
me
take
on
a
this.
quick question here from Of Mirchi, who says, due to the growing number of social media influencers, do you have to struggle at all to establish your presence? Like, and just to
Eh,
paraphrase this, like, how are you using social media also to build your presence?
Yeah, actually, yeah, social media kind of came to us at a very late time because,
Okay.
we've been always, we are practical people busy with our practical work,
Sure.
and, I mean, it was a distraction for us. The social
Sure. You were
media,
like, sort of,
initially, we didn't think
yeah,
that it would be of so much great importance. But
sure.
now seeing, like, suddenly the Instagram makeup rage and the Instagram influencers and that,
Sure.
so it started and it's created a very different niche of followers and students. Like, that is another thing we keep telling, even on our online classes. The set has become that people just want to follow, the numbers. Like, if you're showing a makeup, they would want to know the exact shade, the product name, the everything. Even if give you a list out, you're not going to create that same look. What you need to follow
Right.
is the technique.
Sure.
You have to follow the detailing.
Right.
The color choices. You have to follow the palettes. You don't have to follow the numbers because those
Sure.
are something, as Vipul always tells them, that keeps changing.
Yeah, I
So,
mean, due to the social media, we just started pretty late actually. But I always said myself that I will grow in social media by organic. Now, I don't
yeah.
want to
Sure.
buy the
You don't want to
numbers.
buy, yeah, yeah.
And today's days, most of the makeup artists, their numbers are very, very high, but they are just doing from last 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, or 5 years. But their
Right.
numbers are humongous high.
You.
I don't know how. And I
Yeah.
think in on Instagram, whatever the makeup has been shown, I think it's all been touched up. The layers and layers of
Right.
filters are there. There is no naturally they have showed you kind of a thing. If you see
Sure.
my Instagram, I have not even my single picture are touched up.
And
They
even
are
Wow.
just I
been
think all the school of makeup artists we come from are kind
Right.
of in the same boat.
yeah, they are all raw pictures and they are given by the photographer or I have clicked with my camera and I've given them put it on my Instagram. So see the
Right.
real picture. Before and after, if you see it, there is a very, very vast difference. The pimples are gone, under eyes are gone, everything has been
Sure.
blasted on the Photoshop and the pictures have been put up on it. So
Okay.
I think to establish, it's not a struggle for us, too hard to establish our presence.
It just took us
It's
time to
time.
get on this thing,
And
but
Okay.
just keeping up with the times that now the younger generation is very much glued to social media. That is how they kind of connect to you.
That's how they
We
relate
are
to your
getting
brand.
there.
Definitely,
Yeah, we are getting
definitely,
there,
they
yeah.
will. The audience, they will not be. We are not being ignored by them, but slowly and steady, we are also like there, kind of a thing.
Sure.
So and
Sure,
and,
of
and,
course.
and, end of the day, your work is speaking to yourself. So we
Sure.
don't need to go and like struggle ourselves to like, okay,
Sure.
my presence is there. So I think it's fair enough. We are not
Sure.
in a
Okay. What?
competition, some kind of.
Yeah. What I really like is that you're just keeping it authentic and real, and you're not
Yeah,
Yeah.
jumping on this
I
buying
think prove yourself.
followers and
Yeah,
yeah.
prove yourself. If you prove yourself,
Yeah,
people
because
will follow
now
you.
I feel, Vibha, you are getting judged. The new generation judges you by the number of
Number of
followers on
followers.
Instagram,
That's very wrong.
not
Yeah.
by what you are
Not-
actually doing and what your work
Right.
is,
And your
which
experience for
is
so
wrong.
many years.
Which
Your
is
experience.
Yeah.
yeah. So they need to
Yeah.
change. I mean, I feel the younger generation, they need to understand that the newcomers in the industry, they need to
We all,
understand that.
yeah. As
That
customers,
it's
we
not the
become
number of
slaves
followers
of,
which make you.
yeah, that's what Instagram has done, right? Like it's as customers, we
Yes.
become slaves of Instagram. Instead of, us
Absolutely.
telling Instagram what to do, now Instagram is telling
They
us.
so yeah. So it's like
give-
I
change.
think there is a
We've
one
given
more
to-
question by Grishma.
Yeah, I'll take that question. We've given too much power to Instagram. Okay,
Yeah.
I think she's Grishma's giving you some compliments, Vipul.
Thank you.
She's saying my natural makeup show has been done by the best. You look the same, Vipul, 15 years now.
Thank you.
I'll take a quick question from Lalita Goenka. She's been very interactive through this and been complimenting you guys through the show. So Lalita, here's your
Okay.
question. How do you make your eyes look impressive if you don't want to use much of eyeshadow? Okay.
I think the best way to get your eye makeup very impressive is just put the kajal around inside and put a lot of mascara, and that's it. Your eyes will talk.
Okay, great. Okay, thank you for that. I hope, Lalita, that helped you. I had a question earlier from Surbi asking about how do you guys decide what products to use? And as professionals, where do you draw that line between endorsing products versus, using products that are genuinely good? If you could sort of tell us the interplay of, endorsement versus authenticity, and how do you play that balance?
See, I always look the makeup brand which is easily available for me. First of all, the supply has to be very easy. At the same time, any product which I'm using on somebody else, which comes very easy again, I use those products. I follow those products actually, because if I don't follow the brand, but I follow the product which is very easy. If I'm using a red color lipstick, it has to come red on her lips. If
Yeah.
I'm using a red color lipstick and it's coming orange, that product is not good for me.
Sure.
If any brand, any foundation which I'm using it, which I'm applying on her face, which is not giving me a very natural look, it's giving me very cakey look, I will not like it. It's again from your eye point of view. It's like a painting. If I use the camelin color, which will not make me happy, but if I use a pastel color, fabric color, which I'm using it, it's giving me more finishing to it. So it's
Sure.
similar way. You need to see your vision, what is asking for it on somebody else. I'm doing the face, which I'm doing a liner also. If I'm putting a liner, certain brands doesn't like. I don't like it, but certain brands I like it because their texture is very different.
So we have a quick question here from Prem Garodia, who's saying, what brands do you recommend for normal people like us who don't understand this technicality? Are there certain brands you recommend? Like if you said, okay, for lipstick use this and for mascara use that, are there any tips?
That's a very difficult way
There
of.
is like a lot of
Yeah, I have to
products
be
right
very-
now available, but just go with the quality. Like, again,
Don't buy
like
the cheap
paraben
products,
free.
yeah.
It should be. Look for all those, radars also. Like, the shelf life has to be good of a certain product. So you have to look for all those, like for eyeshadows, it should not be too powdery. It should not diffuse easily. It should have a good, so you can test it.
Intensity
With the
has to
testers,
be,
you can
yeah.
test that, it's sitting on the skin well, and it's not diffusing. Like, when you're, for the pencils, it has to be a little smooth. Like,
Okay. But are there any specific brands that you would recommend for the people watching?
See, I have grew up with Krylon when I started my career. Krylon is again a German-based company, which has been used by all the makeup artists in India, and all the film stars have used over a period of year. It's one of the very good brands. And there are Estee Lauder products. Estee Lauder is it's an umbrella where they have Bobbi Brown, they have a MAC, they have rest of the other brands also. Then there's a Clinique, which there are certain brands are good. Body Shop also. There are certain brands. So you need to pick yourself. You need to pick little bit here, little bit there.
Yeah, our kit also looks like a plethora, but we've picked up what is good. Like, I love Body Shop. When I generally buy my, the bath and body stuff from there, but I love their eye crayons, so I try to pick the eye crayons from there. MAC Krylon is our base favorite, the Estee Lauder range, Bobbi Brown. They have very good concealers and foundations. Then lipsticks, again, is NYX has a very nice, kiss-proof lipsticks. My friend, she's just started a company called Sea Soul Products, and they have beautiful, lovely products for a mid-range, class. So her lipsticks and, some of the stuff is very nice. So so you have to see what your budget is. Also, NYX, Nykaa, Sea Soul, they're all Smashbox, Sugar Cosmetics. They're all those, base, the consumer range products. Then Huda has come up with some lovely range of lipsticks. MAC, Bobbi Brown, Giorgio Armani. These are all your professional products. So you need to see what you have,
what your budget is,
budgeted yourself. Exactly.
See, because this beauty brand is always you need to have a bigger pocket when you go for a very, very high-end products. Because you buy 3 products and it's become like 30-40 grand, even you buy one brush also, which costs you around 5,000 to 8,000 bucks.
5,000 rupees,
yeah. So you need to see what budget is there with you. Like we go and buy all the high-end because we have to use it on our clients, and we have to we have to show them these are the new makeup, these are the latest makeup, these are the latest kind of a technique.
And even Morphe is something I love. It's a base range product, but we use it professionally also for our shows and all. We get tons of that and use it, and it's a lovely product. So if you're traveling, unfortunately, it's not available in India. You can get it when you're traveling there.
Okay, great. Okay, I hope that answered your question, Prem Garodia. We'll take a question I had seen earlier in the chat is about, you keep talking about these clients, right? And every second question you talk about, since we are dealing with celebrities. So tell us a little bit about, if you don't want to name a celebrity, that's perfectly fine. But any difficult situation you found yourself in, and how did you handle and how did you sort of get out of it?
I have a lovely relationship with all my celebrity film stars and cricketers and all. I never had any problem with them, but your presence has to be there. Minute they see you, they are comfortable. Then you do your makeup, whatever you want. So they just say, I'm on your chair. It's your lookout, how I'm going to look it. So you need to build that trust with the celebrity. And with me, the celebrity, my relationship is very much like a friends. So we are very close friends. Because all these film stars today, they all were models earlier. So I've worked with them when they were model also.
Young models, I think.
Yeah, so I have grew up with them. I have seen them coming in rickshaw. And now I see them in BMW or a 6-door cars, they're coming in. So my relationship is more like a friendship with them. So I'm very comfortable, very very grounded with me and very... so I don't have any problem with any of my celebrity because they all know you and all knows that they will deliver 100%. So for my kind of a job, so you need to see as what we were talking about the aspiring, all the new makeup artists, so you need to make person believe that when you are there, you need to deliver 100%. You can't just say no. As lot of questions and answer coming, you must have seen so many people who knows me 15 years back also and they're still believing in me. So you need to keep going. You need to keep going. That's what I can say.
Okay. Shamlee, you want to share any customer experience that sort of, didn't pan out the way you had anything like that?
Yeah, sometimes it's not because again, I've learned from experience only. I'll not mention there have been a couple of incidents where because I was a new makeup artist or a new hairstylist, I'm talking about the initial part of my career where I was all enthusiastic to show my experience or my art to them without understanding what is it that they are requiring. So there was an incident where I went for a bride, first time I went for a bride, where I had to actually take up a bride, which Vipul couldn't attend to. Some had fallen ill or something, he couldn't land. Something happened in between, and I had to just land. I had to just take up that job. Now I didn't know
Sure.
what was the brief and what that bride looked like, and not met
Right,
her,
right.
and it's very like a raw situation. I just went in and I saw that she had all like acne full face, and her face had kind of rashes.
I think we lost them for a second, guys. I think they're just getting a call and they're back. Okay.
Sorry, there's calls happening. So, I mean, her face was, and she was like a very dusky looking girl, like, quite dusky looking. So I started, now I had learned that dusky is good, olive skin
Right.
is
Right.
very good with makeup. And, when you have an olive skin bronzer, give her like, that
Yeah.
it would,
Warmer tone.
warmer tones should be used. And so I went all out I said, okay, this I know, what I have to do
Because,
here.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I concealed her face very well. I gave her a
Okay.
very clean face. None of her acne was showing. I bronzed her very nicely. Now suddenly the mother and the sister walk in. The sister is like 5 tones fairer than the bride, and so
Okay.
is the mother. So probably she had taken after her father or something, like So,
So,
they are like,
sorry,
"Oh, आपने तो हमारी
I've
बेटी
got
को-"
I've got the 90-second flash on Instagram,
Oh,
so
okay.
this session is going to end very soon. But I
Okay.
thank you for being so candid about that story.
Yeah.
So you try
Yeah.
to do that's what Vipul has spoken about. Like,
Yeah,
don't
so
impose
what I
yourself.
mean is that the brief went wrong, so they kind of
Right,
they
okay.
wanted a gory bride and not a
Right.
Shamlee bride.
So always
So,
understand. I think this is what Vipul had talked about in the beginning. Like, understand the client and deliver what they want.
Exactly.
absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely.
Sorry,
Make
guys.
them comfortable.
Make them
With-
comfortable.
Absolutely. Okay. I still have questions coming here about your expansion plans, and oh my God, there's more questions coming, but I'm going to have to close the session because we're literally, Instagram is giving me a 50-second countdown to the show, and I must thank you both before this thing ends. So thank you
Vibha.
guys.
It
This was
fun.
an amazing conversation.
You also didn't realize how time
You know,
passed.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first time that I've got the clicker from Instagram. So thank you guys. Very unique career, very niche sector that you chose for yourselves. And in every answer, I can tell that you guys are truly experts in what you do, because the depth of knowledge and the depth of experience you bring is really shining through in every response you guys give. I'm going to rewatch this conversation for myself, because even though I have nothing
Thank
to do
you.
with makeup, like a lot of people here, maybe, there's so many learnings that you shared that can be taken and adapted to other businesses and other streams. So
Absolutely.
heartfelt thank you. Thank you guys
Please
for doing
follow
this.
us
And everyone,
on
please do
Instagram.
follow them. I follow the both of them. So thank you guys.
Thank
and
you.
It's going